Hey guys, it's Alonda Carter. Welcome to day 4 of our goal setting group. I'm super excited to be here, and today I will be covering with you SMART goals. This is an animal that you may have heard of before or maybe not. Let me give you a little bit of backstory on this. For the past 19 years, I have been an educator in one form or another, whether as a classroom teacher or as an instructional designer, where I design and develop training. And as an educator, I have written probably thousands of instructional objectives and also hundreds of performance goals, which are tied to business needs. However, goals for myself, that's not something that I really wrote down. Everything was very, very nebulous. And we really need to be more cognizant of where we are going so that we can get there, so that we can lay out a plan. So that's why we are discussing SMART goals. Okay, number 1, as a SMART goal, it needs to be specific. You need to know the who, what, when, where, and why so that you know what you are going after. Number 2, it needs to be measurable. You need to be able to track your progress towards the goal that you are striving for. Number 3, it needs to be attainable. Now myself, let me give you an example of a goal that I put this on my vision board this year. And, I wasn't really grounded into thinking how I'm going to do that within 12 months. And it was get my husband a piano. Okay. Well, there's a lot of things that I need to do before that. Like number 1, we are in a 1-bedroom apartment right now in Midtown in Houston. We kind of need more space. So, it was kind of like, was it the cart before the horse or something? It was like, I really wasn't fully thinking about it. I just know that there's something that I want to do for him because he grew up playing the piano and he had to stop, and I know it's something that he misses, and I want to give him that gift of a piano and also piano lessons. I just, wasn't fully thinking about how am I going to do this exactly? Okay. The 4th is it needs to be relevant. So whatever this goal is, it needs to be worthwhile to you, in that if there are sacrifices, and there will be sacrifices, that you need to be willing to make those sacrifices in the short time, because this is something very meaningful to you, that you will do it because you're working towards your goal. And the last thing is timely. You need to be able to have that end in mind, that date, and whatever it is that you're going after, it needs to be able to fit within that compartment of time. Like for me, this whole idea of the piano for my husband within 12 months, not so much. So if you have all 5 of these, then this is something you can work towards. Now let me give you an example that I see as a Beachbody coach when I just, talk to people about what their goals are in fitness. And it might be like, I want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to be in great shape. Well, okay, great, fabulous. But what does that look like? Now, let me give you some insight into myself and what I'm doing, because yes, I work out and I'm working towards a goal. As a matter of fact, I've got a suitcase filled with clothes that I shamefully had to pack away one day because I could not fit into them. However, since I have recalibrated my life, I'm slowly able to take out a few pieces at a time and get back into them. So recently, goals that I had were completing Sean Week. Sean Week is a 7-day program. Boom, I was able to check that off. And I wanted to keep going after that, which was to complete the Sean Week hybrid calendar. I did. Boom, check that off. Right now, I'm in the 3rd week of a program that's 21 days, Shift Shop, So I'm going to be able to check that off. Now, I've faltered a little bit on it, but you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up over it because I'm still going after it. But all of those have end dates. So, other things that, I have heard, and actually this is something I'm working towards, is I want to be debt-free. Well, great, but what does debt-free look like to you? For me, and Beachbody actually has an award for debt-free, and there's like several, and I want to get those. I mean, who doesn't like a little bit of kudos, right? So one thing is going to be, having credit cards paid off, another student loans paid off, another cars paid off, and my big one is to be able to buy a house in cash. Just go, boom, here you go. That is a goal. All of that would be that I am debt free, but I have to start with the smallest thing, and the smallest thing right now is credit card. The second one will be paying off the cars. My husband's car will be paid off in February and mine in another year. Next one is going to be student loans, and then after that, house. So there's a stair step type thing. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Okay, so I had asked you guys yesterday to write down some goals, and so now you have an opportunity to edit them, and you may have created a draft, maybe you didn't, but the thing is that whenever you're looking to start something, there's never a perfect time in life. So I'm going to give you a little tough love and tell you, bite the bullet and just do it. Stop believing your own bullshit and the excuses that you're putting in your way that you just can't write down these goals. Because if you do not have a destination, you do not have a path, and you're not going to be able to get to where you want to go. You're just going to be floating around out there with these nebulous type things, and you're not going to get any further than you are right now. So it's very important that you get down what you want and apply this into the whole SMART goal. And that thing, you've got to have fire in your belly, people. I mean, this has got to be something that's important to you. You've got to know what you want. You've got to know that what will drive you. You've got to know why you want it. All of those things, you've got to figure that out. And if you are stuck, things that you have to do is take massive action. Sometimes to unstick yourself means you have just got to hurl yourself into it. And oh my God, I know that could be scary, but so what? Face your fear and just do it. Stop listening to the bullshit excuses that you're saying to yourself, because that's what they are. They're bullshit. So right now, when I wrote my yearly goals, really, I had no clue what I was doing, because at the time when I came into Beachbody and the coach above me, I did not realize that she was like all kinds of checked out. So I had like no guidance. So I totally was floating around and floating around and floating around and just totally clueless. So I had this big goal, which is, rank advancement for myself, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. I just knew that was just kind of something I wanted. Well, now that I've been doing this for over a year, I've got a lot more of a clue what it's going to take in order for me to get to where I want to go. And the first thing that I personally have to do is dial in my avatar. And you're probably going, what is that? Your avatar, if you're in business, is going to be that ideal person that you are speaking to, because you really don't want to, just anyone and everyone in the business that I'm in. I need to find people who are very similar to me. So I have to get that person dialed in and be able to connect and communicate with that avatar. So as I think about my posts and different things that I'm doing in my business, who I have in my mind is this avatar that I've created. And I'm probably going to be revising her soon because as you continue to grow, things change and things are changing for me. My vision board overall, all the things that I had on it, because a vision board is basically a visual of what your goals are, and then you can also have a list of your goals as well. I don't know about you guys if you work off of lists each day. I do, and generally my lists have a lot of the same things on them, and I like checking them off because it feels good. I feel like I've accomplished something. But I do know something on my vision board that will come true because I put on it that I would read 12 personal development books this year. Here's all the books I've read so far, and I'm on number 10 right now. So that definitely is doable. Other things, maybe not so much, but you know what? I'm not going to consider like, oh my gosh, I'm just a failure because I didn't do that. You know, so what? Things can move over. I have that opportunity to retool and reevaluate because now that I kind of have, I know things that I want, I can figure out how to chunk that down into things that are realistic. Because when I did all of that at the beginning of the year, when I was clueless because I had no direction, because no one was really showing me anything, and I really, honestly, I had not had enough time in the business to be able to figure things out. And sometimes you just need to give yourself time to figure stuff out. But too many people too often are too afraid to try, or they just quit and give up and just say, it's too hard. So anyway, that's what we're going to work on now, is creating your goals in a way that they are SMART goals, that they fit to all 5 of these criteria, that your goals are specific, that they are measurable, that your goals are attainable, your goals are relevant, and they are, boom, timely. So I hope you found this useful. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.